Let's bring in the think tank. Can that be sold in court? Joining us in Englewood Cliffs, New Jersey, criminal defense attorney, former prosecutor Al Wunsch III. Also joining us in Stamford, Connecticut, criminal defense attorney Darnell Crosland. And in Cleveland, Ohio, retired judge, former criminal prosecutor for Cuyahoga County, and judicial fellow at the National Judicial College, Judge Gail Byers. Great to see everyone tonight. Al, I'll start with you. Wait, okay. First, just a show of hands. Don't say anything. Before this, has anyone ever heard of Odinism? Okay. I'll see everyone again. Before this, has anyone ever spoken to an Odinite? Oh, he's pointing at Al. You got to point the other way, Darnell. No. You haven't spoken one. All right, Al, let me start with you. Can this thing be sold in a courtroom? Does it make any sense? Now, we've prosecuted, I mean, we've seen cases where these crazy conspiracies are prosecuted, like the Doomsday Cult Mom. So well, I know cults and strange beliefs actually exist, but to this extent?
Well, what's interesting to me is that this so-called cult, okay, worships Odin and Thor, okay, and Loki, okay, so we have like the rest of the Marvel comics going forward here. It is a religion or a movement that was sort of adopted by the Nazis, and it is a white supremacist group, okay, that has kind of taken over on it. Now, you have a scenario here that, you know, in Oslo, they had that man that went into the camp and killed all those people. He claimed he was an Odinist and that he was doing it for that purpose because he was an Odinist. But I can't imagine that a white supremacist group would kill two young white girls. So, I mean, it seems odd to me that if you're going to be a white supremacist group and you have a belief that the whites are superior and that they should not be mixing races, then the last thing you're going to do is kill two white young girls who could grow up to produce other Odinists and other neo-Nazis. So it doesn't make a lot of sense to me. And with regards to the fact that the guy is a photographer, you know, he works at the Walmart or whatever,
CVS,
developing photos at CVS. Okay, we all saw the movie, you know, 1 Hour Photo, Vin. So it could be actually something that could happen.
All right, Darnell, is this something that you would be comfortable presenting to a... Now, they name specific names as well in the papers. We have not repeated those names on the air, but there are specific people they are going after here. Now, the motivation for these white nationalist Odinists was that apparently, according to someone somewhere, is alleging that one of the girls' mothers may have been dating interracially.
Okay. Well, the first thing I just wanted to request, since we have the honor of having a judge with us today, if Al talks too much, can the judge hold him in contempt on the court TV?
Absolutely.
You know, I'm much like the Odinists. I'm going to start drinking mead every time we have Darnell speaking. That's the only way to be able to tolerate it.
So, Vinny, I think, you know, the funny thing about whether I'm comfortable defending this case is that it sounds like when you take away the Odinist and, you know, all that other stuff, it sounds like the defense is, I didn't do it, someone else did it, and here's the evidence. And if they're saying that there's evidence, DNA evidence or trace evidence of blood or
whatever, they're saying there's sticks. There's a bunch of sticks that are aligned a certain way, and the prison guards are Odinists, and they compelled him to confess to his wife. They were threatening her life, and he couldn't tell his lawyers anything because they were videotaping him, and he was afraid that they were good mouth readers or lip readers.
So that's the second part of the conspiracy. The first part is, again, we don't have DNA or trace stuff. We have sticks. So now you have to argue to the jury about these sticks, and you got to hope that the jury could follow this argument. Then the second part is true. When we go see clients in jail, they make me sit with my back to the door, and they can look at the person in front of me. They're never videotaping it with a camcorder, but they just want us to sit that way. So if he's saying that they were videotaping with a camcorder and he could tie it to the sticks, then maybe these guards have direct involvement with the murder. All I'm saying is that when you present Odinists and this theory to a jury, they're probably going to be just as shocked as I am, and that's going to make the hard sell.
Judge Gail Byers, your thoughts?
Vinny, I think about the fact that in my days as a prosecutor, although as outrageous as all of this sounds, remember, you only have to convince one juror. And as has been said, this seems like it's completely beyond the pale, right? You've got the idea that there are camcorders, which I'm not even sure where you can purchase one these days, but apparently somebody has a direct line to some old technology. But you've got sticks, you've got camcorders, you've got recordings, you've got lip readers. In this day and age, jurors are really looking for sophisticated evidence that really supports the prosecutor's argument. And so I agree that there's going to be this desire to say, hey, you know, is there anything other than sticks? Is there DNA on the sticks? Are there footprints in the woods? Do they match a shoe print from this defendant or
Let me
is it
ask you
someone
this.
else?
Let me ask you this, Judge. If, and I don't know if they have evidence of it, if they had a photograph of a prison guard with the triangle "In Odin We Trust" patch on it, on his uniform, would that alone, with the rest of the evidence they're going to present, but an actual photo of a prison guard wearing the Odinism patches, how far would that be able to move or potentially move a jury close to reasonable doubt, which would be a reasonable alternative theory?
I think, as we all know, it all depends, right? The question is going to be, did that guard ever work the same shift that that prisoner was there? Did they ever have any contact? How did he know that he had the patch on? So tying all those things together, here's what I think. As outrageous and crazy as it sounds, I think that you could actually piece together some string of a story or explanation as to why this actually might make sense for a defense. I just don't know if it gets it over the finish line. But again, all you need to convince is one person beyond a reasonable doubt that it's possible that these Odinists and the rest of the Marvel clan, I guess, committed this murder and not the defendant.
And I was, go ahead, Al, 10 seconds, go ahead.
Well, I'm a DC guy, so, you know, I'm going to be looking at Batman, and Alfredism is my new book.
Alfredism,
But-
there you go.
Yes.
Perfect.
But
all right.
it's ridiculous. And where's Noah Syndergaard? That's what I want to know.
Okay.
What's the situation here?
Al Wunsch, Darnell Crosland, Judge Gail Byers with us the whole hour. Up next.